you? All right, so today I wanted to talk about positive mindset, because a lot of the times, look, on Tuesday we covered limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns. And so what we need to do is essentially reframe things so that we can put it into the right context, or view it from a different perspective. Now, if anyone's seen Big Hero 6, then you would have seen the big brother grab the little brother on the shoulder by the legs and hang him over his shoulders, right? Because he needed a different perspective to try and get to the point where he needed to be to create the project that he needed for the science fair. Haven't seen it in a while, but that's essentially it. Sometimes we need to look at things from a different angle. And where your focus goes is where the energy goes. Now, I had a session this morning where we talked about, the way we think about things when we are sick. Last Friday, I was full on snots. It was delicious. And instead of focusing on, oh my gosh, I think I'm getting sick because I'd had massive allergies all week, my focus was on, I am well, I am healthy, it's just the way it is, and I can breathe easily. So were there still lots of snots? Yes. But your focus is where the energy will go. So you need to focus on that. What is positive mindset? Positive thinking is a mental and emotional attitude that focuses on the bright side of life and expects positive results. How many of us are consistent with that? That was a quote from Remez Sasson, apparently. The next quote comes from Kendra Cherry at Very Well Mind. So when we're looking at positive thinking, we're expecting the results that we want from it, right? Positive thinking actually means approaching life's challenges with a positive outlook. It does not necessarily mean avoiding or ignoring the bad things. Instead, it involves making the most of the potentially bad situations and trying to see the best in other people and viewing yourself and your abilities in a positive light. So we literally, any experience that comes up in our lives, we have a choice over how we are going to view that, how we're going to process it, what we are going to do with it. Now, there are many characteristics and traits associated with a positive mindset. One of them is optimism. My husband said to me a few years ago, oh my God, Eileen, why are you so annoyingly optimistic? What's the opposite of optimism? Pessimism. Pessimistic people tend to see the negatives. They tend to see how everything will go wrong. Now, I was that person. I was that person several years ago, and I got sick of being a negative person. So I switched it. I made the choice to kind of go, this is my life. Glad this isn't live because the front row would have just got sprayed. This is my life. I get to choose how I view things. I get to choose what meaning I give the things that happen in my life. So do you. Optimism. Acceptance is number 2. Acceptance is another characteristic or trait of someone who has a positive mindset. So optimism is a willingness to make an effort and take a chance instead of assuming your efforts won't pay off, instead of assuming the worst, right? Acceptance is acknowledging that things don't always turn out how you want them to, but learning from your mistakes or the situations you've been through. Sometimes we don't have control over the things that happen to us, but we can see them differently and take a different meaning from them, if that makes sense. Slow down, Eileen. It's okay to breathe. Breathing's important. Resilience, bouncing back from adversity and disappointment and failure instead of giving up. I don't believe in failure as such. I believe in learning experiences. One of the people I follow says we don't fail, we learn. And it is literally about looking at your experience and going, okay, That didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. What can I do now? What can I do now? So it's about you sitting there and going, okay, so what I have learned from this is I need to prepare more. I need to do this differently. Maybe I don't have the right people around me. This is what I can learn from it. And it's about you looking at it and going, okay, instead of giving up, I'm going to push forward, but I'm going to do it differently. Gratitude. This is huge, like gratitude, right? I sometimes walk outside and am simply grateful that it isn't raining at school pickup time. Thank you, universe, that it's not raining right now, so I can walk to school and pick up my son. That's part of my exercise program as well, hey? That whole 400 meters. Gratitude, actively, continuously appreciating the good things in your life. Actively, continuously appreciating the good things in your life. What are you grateful for in your life? What do you sort of wake up and go, now I tend to practice gratitude first thing in the morning, wake up, thank you, I woke up again. Not even joking, some days, and that's it. Thank you, I woke up again, right? Thank you for my family. I'm so grateful for my family, for my kids who make me laugh every day, for my husband who brings joy into my life, for this, for that, for the other. What are you grateful for? Practice gratefulness every day. It shifts your perspective. It can take you out of a grouchy mood and put you straight into where you need to be. Consciousness or mindfulness. I've done a lot of work with anxiety, as you may have noticed from the post the other day about my history with anxiety and mental health issues. And one of the things that is really important is the mindfulness stuff. So if you're in the middle of, say, a panic attack or having massive anxiety and you're kind of sitting there going, but I don't even know what I'm anxious about. It was just triggered by something stupid. Been there. First, take the judgment out. And it can be triggered by something ridiculously tiny that shouldn't have affected you that way. But sometimes it does. And you kind of look at that and go, yep, that triggered me. Acknowledge it. Go, yep, that triggered me. And then come in and love on that part of you that is triggered. And look at that part of your inner child, your part of you that is affected by that, and give that part of you a giant hug and go, it's okay. It's okay. We don't need to be anxious right now. But there's also the mindfulness trick with 5 things, and it's about engaging the senses. If you're in the middle of anxiety and not sure why, you just 5 things that I can see. I can see my ring light. I can see my porcelain dolls. I can see my diffuser. I can see my computer. I can see the comments and the friend that's just messaged me. I can see my microphone. Okay, 4 things I can hear. I can hear the sound of my own voice. I can hear the hum of my computer. I can hear my son's TV show a little bit. I'm a bit deaf and I don't have my hearing aids. And I can hear the rain outside. The rain outside, right? 3 things I can feel. I can feel, I don't know, I can feel quite warm right now. I can feel the coolness of my water bottle. I can feel, what can you feel? All right, just go through that. And as you start going through these 5 things, you start to sort of calm. You start to calm down, because it's no longer, you're no longer up here being all in your head. And as you start to do that, you come back down into the heart space and you start to get your mindset back under control and believe that this too shall pass. Integrity. Did I talk about consciousness and mindfulness? Dedicating the mind to conscious awareness and enhancing the ability to focus, which is what that's. That one, you go through the 5 senses, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So by the time you get to 1, I usually go, 1 thing I can feel love towards my children, or I can feel whatever. Oh my gosh, another one. Somebody else messaging me. Don't they know I go live at 1 o'clock on a Friday? Number 5. if we're honest here, I don't know how many of those there were, but 5's a good number. Integrity, the trait of being honorable and righteous and straightforward instead of deceitful and self-serving. Integrity is one of my biggest things. Hi, Melissa. Integrity is one of my biggest things. Integrity for me and being honest and being authentic, it is one of my biggest things. It is so important to me that people are honest with me about how they feel and where they're at, because I'm no good to you if you're not being honest with yourself or with me. So these are the characteristics of a positive mindset. They may also work in the other direction. So if we're looking at positive attitudes, you know, you can look at something like looking adversity in the eye and laughing, getting what you get and not pitching a fit, enjoying the unexpected, even when it's not what you wanted originally, using the power of a smile to reverse the tone of a situation. Now, anyone who knows me well knows that I use humor to deflect when I'm uncomfortable. And that can be good and bad. Now, usually what that's turned into is me using humor to give myself time to think about the answer that I want to give. Would you rather be a source of joy and positivity, or someone who comes in and brings the mood down? What would you prefer? I know what I'd prefer. Waiting a second. Right? How dare they? That's okay. I'll get back to them. Exactly, Mara. Joy. Who wants to, like, I have not met many people. I have not met many people who go, no, I really love bringing the mood down. No, but some people have had so many things happen in their lives that their mind has sort of been programmed to have this negative outlook. And sometimes it's really hard to flick the switch. It's really hard for them to go, oh, well, I don't really want my life to be like that. So why then is positivity considered a key to success? Can't see all of that comment. Yeah. I've got an answer for you. Oh, go ahead and work and listen. That's the way we roll. Mum's in business, right? So what it basically is when you have that positive mindset, it's not that you are being unrealistic, but you do believe that you can achieve more because you just have that trait. You already have that trait where you just believe that it's possible. You have that optimism. You have the resilience to shift things if you need to. Like, just because something bad happens doesn't mean you have to be all rainbows and lollipops. You are actually allowed to sit in those feelings and go, you know what, that was a really steaming pile of excrement that I don't want to sit in, right? You're allowed to sit in the feelings and go, I don't want to be positive right now. That was really poo. But at the same time, you kind of sit there and go, I don't want to dwell on that, because the more energy I put into that steaming pile, the more it's going to grow. Do you want the steaming piles to grow? I've got to love my analogies sometimes, hey? I would rather be considered to be annoyingly optimistic than anything else, almost. The traits and characteristics of a yeah, right, the traits and characteristics, you know, kind of give us a hint. If you comb through literature or look online for things about optimism and resilience and mindfulness, look at the benefits of that. You know, mindfulness helps you drop out of your head space into your heart space and helps you to see things more clearly, more balanced. Optimism helps you see the bright side of things, even though sometimes the situation is not great. Resilience helps you get through a challenging situation. When you're aware of the situations that you're in and you embrace integrity, they are both linked to having a better quality of life. And acceptance and gratitude can take you from the okay life to the good life. But it's all in your head. Have you noticed that all of this is in your head? If you work on your mindset first, other things will fall into place. This is why I do what I do. Here's the thing though. My ladies that were in my supporter group, who were very, very active a little while back, used to say, when Eileen says, here's the thing, you know to listen. Here's the thing though. We go through life and we have all of the experiences we have, and we grow up in the families that we have with their outlooks, and we have the generational things that happen through our timeline. And sometimes we get to a point and we just are programmed to have these particular thoughts at these particular times. And you kind of sit there and something happens and your first instinct is, oh, you idiot, what are you doing? Who does that? Or words to that effect? Who does that? Because you don't have to worry about that. It's not the end of the world. I still do things like that all the time. Something will happen. I'll go, oh, holy. Bleeped out. What am I doing? What did I do that for? How stupid. Negative, negative, negative. And then I go, no, stop. It is okay for your initial thought to be that. But it's equally important to sit with that and go, okay, well, where did that come from? Where did that come from? That takes me back to when I was a kid, when I'd be clumsy or when I'd do something wrong, and one of my parents would kind of go, what do you think you're doing? Right? It'd take me right back to there. So I go back to that moment. I go inside and I find that part of me. And I love you. I love you. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for the way you were treated. I'm sorry for the way I talked about myself in that time of my life. And I love you. And I love you. Forgive me for being in that place and in that time and in that mindset. But I'm safe now. I'm safe. It is safe for me to move forward. It is safe for me to have a positive mindset. It is safe for me to believe that good things can happen to me, even me coming from where I've come from. It is safe for me to achieve. It is safe for me to be successful. It is safe for me to reach my goals, reach for the stars, for my dreams to be a reality. It is safe. Developing a positive mindset is not about being constantly happy and cheerful and rainbows and lollipops, but who doesn't love rainbows and lollipops, honestly? It's about incorporating both the positives and negatives into your perspective and choosing to still be optimistic. You know, my husband is one way and I'm usually the other, for anyone who's watched any of my stuff. And that's okay. He will go straight to the negative and I will go straight to the positive, not because I haven't considered the negative, because that's where I've come from. But I will sit there and go, well, this could happen and that could happen. I could spend all this money and have nothing come out of it as a result. Or I could spend all this money, do what I need to do, and then have a healthy return on it. Which way would you prefer to look at it? Like, you can totally go down that negative, pessimistic view, But what will that give you? The positive mindset is about you looking at the balance and still choosing the positive. You're still going to get cranky. You're still going to probably yell at your kids sometimes. You're still going to have those moments of sadness, anxiety, frustration, and stress. They're still going to happen. Sorry, this isn't a magic wand fix. I'll try and find that for next time. What this does is it gives you those times when you're feeling those emotions. You feel the feelings. Hey, Sammy, you feel the feelings, and then you do the thing that you wanted to do anyway. Once you've weighed up the options, once you've gone, okay, well, it could end up in the toilet, or it could just be the most amazing experience of my life. You get to choose. And in those moments, Renee, when you are responding to triggers, when you're reacting to the triggers, it is okay for you to be triggered. Give yourself a cuddle, reach out for help, but just go into that part of you which is reacting and love on you. Love on you, because that's what needs to happen. This is part of a healing journey. When you start your healing journey, secret is it doesn't have an end date. I was speaking to someone yesterday and we're talking about the whole, but I thought I'd dealt with this before. Like, I thought I was done with this. And I said, no, I'm so sorry. But humans are like ogres or onions or parfait. Gotta love a kids movie reference, right? We have layers. You dealt with that problem to the level that you were capable of dealing with it at that time. And now you have grown. And so that problem is still there, and you've come around to it again, and now you can deal with it to the next level. And at some point, that problem will no longer be there, because you will have gone through all the layers that needed to go through. It is about the love. It is about you loving yourself enough to keep healing. It's about you going into an inner child healing or something like that, and just sitting with that younger version of yourself and going, I'm so sorry that you were not safe then, but I am safe now, and it is okay for me to heal. Yeah. It's one of those really super giant ones. It's great. All right, so negative emotions and negative feelings do have their place, because, and fear as a negative emotion has a place, because what it is an early warning system, right? It tells you that something's coming up that you may feel uncomfortable with, or that in the past has made you feel unsafe. You, as the aware, awake person that you are now, you get to look at the situation and go, I think it'll be okay. I'm going to go for it, but I'm going to love that part of me that is a scared, timid little shy person who doesn't feel safe right now. And we're going to grow together. And it's almost an integration process of integrating that part of you back into who you are now. And that part of you going, I am safe. I am capable. I am amazing. I can do anything that I put my mind to. What is important is to build a positive framework for your thoughts. Then smack it in the face, Sammy, because that's a release as well. Not if it's another person, because then you could get onto assault charges, and that's not cool. But face the situation head on. Trust that you know that you can deal with it. Building a positive framework for your thoughts is not about being bubbly and annoyingly cheerful. but it's about making an investment in yourself and your future. It is okay to feel down or think pessimistically sometimes, but choosing to respond with optimism, resilience, and gratitude will benefit you far more in the long run. Hey, Liesl, seeing your posts, that's awesome. Everything looks good. So aside from enabling your skills and personal resources, there are many benefits of cultivating a positive mindset, including better overall health, a better ability to cope with stress, and greater well-being. According to some of the experts at the Mayo Clinic, I'm just taking this as a direct quote right now, positive thinking can increase your lifespan. It can reduce rates of depression and levels of distress. It gives you a greater resistance to the common cold. It improves your overall psychological and physical well-being. It improves your cardiovascular health, especially when you're talking to people and not breathing properly. It's like cardio, not even exercising. And protects you from cardiovascular disease. It helps you build your coping skills to keep you afloat during challenging times. There are so many benefits to a positive mindset. But the bottom line is that you have to choose. You actually have to go, you know what? I could face this the way I always face it. I could look at, when we had our second car written off last year, I had two choices. My husband, oh my God, now we don't have two cars. What are we going to do? And I said, it's fine. Why is it fine? Because now we only have one rego, one insurance. We're close enough to the shops that I can walk or get shopping delivered. We're close enough to parks that I can walk. There are so many positives to only having one car. And he's gone, but what about the loan? I said, the insurance, it's insured, so it will get paid out. We won't have to worry about the loan. And it took him a little while. Now, what we did with that car, we had a second insurance policy on it, which meant it was insured to the price that we actually bought the car for. So it paid out the loan, and then we had extra, and then we moved house and we used that extra to move here. So everything always works out. If you start believing that everything always works out for you, that's a huge step forward. Because what other option is there? Honestly. Just scrolling to see if I've missed anything. If you were working in a company and you had two managers and one of them was positive and one of them was not so positive, which one would you prefer to talk to? And what about friends? If you've got a friend who always sees the downside and a friend that is always Sally Sunny, Sunshine, who do you want to talk to and spend time with? Now, this can even go to your health. Like, I have a permanent nerve condition in my knee. It can be a progressive condition. I could end up with that in other parts of my body should I be injured again, right? I live with it. Exactly, Liesl. Sally Sunshine. I could look at my knee, and I did for 5 years. For 5 years, I worked on my mindset around my knee because I was again in the pit of despair because I couldn't teach and I couldn't run, right? So my life changed drastically when I was injured, and I was back in counselling and going down that road again. But it was actually the physiotherapist, physio number 5, who helped me with my mindset enough for me to believe that it was possible for me to get back to doing the things that I loved. Now, if you can just believe that it is possible, then it is possible, right? If you can just believe that it is possible for you to find the job of your dreams, for you to achieve the goals that you have set, for you to live the life that you want to live, for you to break through crushing, limiting beliefs, that hold you back. If you can believe that it is possible, then you can achieve any of those things. But you have to make that choice. The choice starts with you. It all starts in your head with you going, I am worth more than this. Do you believe that? Now, what I can do is I can invite you all to one of my free coaching calls. I can put the calendar link in the comments somehow. Do you like that? Somehow. So you can just listen to me tapping for a minute. This email. Oh, I don't think that's right. Oh, no, it is right. Woohoo. Event types. Really? This is not right. Why did it go there? I will do that a little bit later. Oh, Liesl, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But we have to believe in ourselves. We have to make the choice to go, I am worthy. I am me. I embrace my uniqueness, because we are all different and it is okay. And some of us don't fit the mold that society wants us to fit in. It is time for you to step out and start embracing the you that you were always meant to be. So we start with goals. We start with a dream. We start to dream a little dream. And it's okay to dream that dream. There we go. That's a better one. Copy link. Facebook. Oh, make sure my volume's down on this one too. There we go. Here is my calendar link. Book in for one of my free calls, all right? Because I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to be sitting here watching and going, I really wish I could have a more positive mindset, because it's actually really easy. It's easy to start, and then it's a choice to continue, right? It can be a constant battle for some. And it is at the start. At the start, it's like, oh, I'm just exhausted. And when you're tired and you're not feeling well, you're in an unresourceful state, and you kind of end up going, I just feel gross. I just feel sick. I just feel this, instead of going, I am well. I am healthy. I am strong. The world is working for me. The universe wants to work with me and through me, and I can do anything. All right, my calendar link is in there. Any questions before I run away? I don't know how long I've been going. Let me know if you have any other questions. 3 of you watching. Things that are important. Reframing the negative into a positive format. Reframing is really important. Number 2, affirmations. Now, if you kind of do affirmations as an I am statement, I am well, I am healthy, I am strong, I am this, and the back of your mind is going, no, you're not. That's okay, because we can shift it by changing it to a question from, why am I so well? Why am I so healthy? Why am I so strong? Why am I the creator of my universe? Why am I the author of my existence? If you shift it to a question form, your subconscious then goes, oh, now why is that? And tries to answer the question. Number 3 thing that you can do to shift your mindset is tapping. If you need to do some tapping, book in for a free call. I will work with you on that. When will I win the Powerball? Oh, did I win last night? Did it go off? Just asking. Let's check. You know, do some tapping for you to actually get there. Oh, somebody won it. Was it me? My tickets. No win. My husband wanted me to buy a ticket into that one. That's cool. And I only want positive answers. Nice, Renee. Remember that you are the creator in your life. What you think you become. What you focus on is where the energy goes, and that's what you're creating in your life. So what are you creating? And you don't have to be positive 1,000 times a day. Like, you don't have to be positive 24/7, because again, it's exhausting. But when the proverbial hits the fan and you find yourself going, oh my gosh, end of the world, do the reframe. Go in and love on that part of you that is kind of hurt in that moment, that is triggered, and love that part of you to make yourself feel safe, and do the tapping thing or do something to help you break state so that you can then get back to being positive. And as you become more positive, it becomes a habit, and then you have those moments less and less. All right, you've got this. Book a free call, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.